The day finally arrived. Forrest Gump dies and goes to heaven. He is met at the Pearly Gates by St. Peter himself. The gates are closed, however, and Forrest approaches the gatekeeper. St. Peter says, "Well, Forrest, it's certainly good to see you. We have heard a lot about you. I must inform you that the place is filling up fast, and we've been administering an entrance examination for everyone. The tests are fairly short, but you need to pass before you can get into heaven." Forrest responds, "It sure is good to be here, St. Peter. I was looking forward to this. Nobody ever told me about any entrance exams. Sure hope the test ain't too hard. Life was a big enough test as it was." St. Peter goes on, "Yes, I know, Forrest. But, the test I have for you is only 3 questions. Here is the first: what days of the week begin with the letter T? Second, how many seconds are there in a year? Third, what is God's first name?" Forrest goes away to think the questions over. He returns the next day and goes up to St. Peter to try to answer the exam questions. St. Peter waves him up and asks, "Now that you have had a chance to think the questions over, tell me your answers." Forrest says, "Well, the first one, how many days of the week begin with the letter T? Shucks, that one's easy, that'd be today and tomorrow." The saint's eyes open wide and he exclaims, "Forrest, that's not what I was thinking, but, you do have a point though, and I guess I didn't specify, so I give you credit for that answer." "How about the next one?" says St. Peter, "how many seconds in a year?" "Now that one's harder," says Forrest. "But, I thunk and thunk about that, and I guess the only answer can be 12. Astounded, St. Peter says, 12. 12. "Forrest, how in heaven's name could you come up with 12 seconds in a year?" Forrest says, "Shucks, there gotta be 12, January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd. "Hold it," interrupts St. Peter. "I see where you're going with it. And I guess I see your point, though that wasn't quite what I had in mind. I'll give you credit for that one too. Let's go on with the next and final question," says St. Peter, "can you tell me God's first name?" Forrest says, "Well sure, I know God's first name. Everybody probably knows it's Howard." "Howard?" asks St. Peter. "What makes you think it's Howard?" Forrest answers, "It's in the prayer." "The prayer?" asks St. Peter, "Which prayer?" "The Lord's Prayer," responds Forrest, "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name."